Hi guys, today we're going to talk about the real, and this time confirmed, reason why Arthur became what he became in 4KOA. Or should I say not Arthur, because right now there are basically two different Arthurs. The latest chapters finally spell out what went wrong with Arthur, and why Camelot's eternal happiness is actually, this time to no one's surprise, a big load of bullcrap. At the end of the 7 deadly sins, Chaos chose Arthur as its vessel, so that it could make the perfect kingdom for humans, so they could be the dominant species and all. That's because Chaos has a special taste for humans, because even though, in terms of raw strength, they are below others on the list, maybe the wickedness within the human mind or something like that made it consider humans the closest mirror to the will of Chaos itself. However, in the process, Arthur also absorbed Cath, this creature right on your screen. And this is where things start to get bad, because since then, Cath took over and is controlling an exact copy of Arthur that looks just like him. When he absorbed the power of Chaos looking back, I even remember being weirded out because why didn't Arthur change even a bit? During all the years of the time skip, they could have given him such a cool design, and they did. Don't worry, you'll understand it. There are two Arthurs now, because the real Arthur, the human one, did grow up like a normal human, while Chaos kept the same appearance, since Chaos doesn't age like humans do. We find this out in chapter 217, where the false Arthur's mask is about to fall, since Lancelot temporarily damaged the 4 evils enough so that Chaos would have no influence over them. This made them notice that Arthur was controlling their minds, making them forget what's dearest to them, and taking away all their humanity, just empty shells that work for him. Then they go ask him why he did that, since it doesn't fit the righteous image they had of the original Arthur. They were starting to catch on, so they do it. They go ask him with Pendragon at the front, being the one who asks. They are all visibly uneasy. Then Arthur makes a telepathic call or something with the Lady of the Lake, which we'll skip for now. What matters right now is that they're like, man, this guy's talking alone and making these faces. Something's off. And Arthur, or should I say Cath, says he doesn't understand the question. By that point, he noticed that their mind control was off at that moment. So he just talks about that same bull of his, and then starts showing his true colors. He says, Ironside, Pendragon, Worldane, don't you want to protect those who are dear to you and such? What he calls ridiculous garbage wishes, stating that they hardly matter at all. And that's perfect. And he can push all of humanity into the very precipice of happiness, just before laughing maniacally as he transforms into his true physical form to the surprise of the 4 evils. So he looks exactly like this, and he reveals his plans, which are to destroy humanity because of his sadistic goal of seeing all of humanity's hope and happiness turn into horror. Something that, as he says, he would take quite a liking to. The 4 evils are in despair, and don't understand what the heck is going on. Ironside even questions, is this the true Arthur? But Pendragon states the truth, saying their liege would never be this monster, right when they are turned back into puppets of Cath. So Cath explains that years ago, Arthur absorbed him and such. However, the next panel is very important to understand exactly what is going on. He clearly states that when Arthur absorbed him, he stole Arthur's body and all the chaotic power inside it. However, as he says, his only regret is Merlin, who separated them before he could swallow everything up. What did he mean by swallow everything up? Well, we were talking about chapter 217. But at the end of chapter 216, we see something that makes it clearer. First of all, let me give you some context. This wooden woman right here is Merlin, or more exactly, it's a vessel for her soul to exist within our world, because as she said, she had to remove herself from this world to keep a certain secret. And this dinosaur dude here is Escanor, since this is serving as a vessel for his soul, a bit of fan service for us. So they talk a bit about a certain key to defeat Chaos, left vague on purpose. And in the end, Merlin says she needs to enter auto mode, which will make her lose control of the puppet and awaken somewhere else, where there's also someone else. Who could this guy, who has been sleeping for the last 2 years in this dimension, be? He questions her about how the fight is going and such. She says it's not going well, and bam, she calls him Arthur Pendragon. It's him, now looking very different from before the time skip. So basically, she took him with her to this place that, as she says, is not from the same world as everyone else. Arthur's entire soul was not completely devoured. His human part still exists within that world, because Merlin separated it before Cath could finish the job. And that's it. I hope you liked the video. If so, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. And that was it for today.